Welcome to our very last Twitch live stream. It's kind of sad to say that, but also a little exciting because it means that we are pretty much to summer. But we do have one more week to go this week. So I'm glad that some of you are here with me. I know a little bit different time, but we're still on Wednesday. So I see you putting your names in the chat. Thank you for being here. Can you all hear me and see me okay? Everything looks clear on my end, but just to make sure. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for letting me know. So what I want to do is just kind of go over with you the last few things that we have that are due this week, right? Like the final exam and the experimental proposal project and all of that kind of stuff. Make sure I leave an opportunity for you if you have any questions for me about any of those things. And then just some last reminders and a last Twitch extra credit opportunity. So if we head over to our website and go all the way down, right, we are here. So hard to believe it. It feels like the semester has gone so quickly, and yet it feels like a long time ago that it was August, January. Wow, I went even farther back, right? I went to last year. Feels like a long time ago that we started this semester. So we are right here in week number 17. And you do have a few things due this week, so I want to make sure I go over them. There's nothing that you need to read this week. So there's no chapter to read or no lecture to read. It's just kind of your closing stuff, right? So you have exam number 4. There's a short little closing survey, the experiment proposal project. There's an extra credit opportunity, and then there's one student learning outcome question to answer. So let's go through these components. And again, if you have questions at any point about any of them, I am totally happy to answer that for you. So exam number 4, just like the other 3 exams that you've taken in here, you'll take it right here on Canvas. So you'll click on that link and it'll take you to it. We're 50 points like usual. You have an hour like usual, all the same kind of stuff as you have done all semester long. The one difference with this exam is it does have a little bit of a cumulative element to it. So if we go back a page here and you click on the study guide, go back. We're thinking about going back. I'm just clicking too many buttons. It's going to get mad at me, right? It's the end of the semester for my computer too. So here, if we scroll down, sorry, we'll get back to it, and you click on the study guide for exam number 4, it will give you everything that you need to know, right? So you need to know these things from APA Formatting Part 3, these terms from Chapter 14, these from Chapter 4, and then these are the cumulative elements. Right, so everything in this class, in a sense, kind of builds on what comes before. So in a sense, everything that we do is kind of cumulative. And so what I want to make sure that you focus on in your review before you take the exam is focus on these bullets right here. So scientific thinking versus intuition and common sense, the different types of claims, the different types of validities, correlation, directions, and strengths, no, scatter plots and Pearson's R, independent versus dependent variables, correlations versus experiments, and a sample versus a population, and different sampling methods and problems. So these are things, again, that we've covered all semester. They should be kind of common sense for you at this point, but I did want to give you a little bit of direction in what you might want to kind of just brush up on and review for the exam. So just like the other ones, I would always recommend that you type out that study guide and have it in front of you. It is completely 100% up to you whether or not you want to do that. But I think having it in front of you so you don't have to try and go back through your book or through your notes and find stuff, I think that's going to make your life way easier. But it is our last exam. Usual stuff, set yourself up for success. Make sure you take it early in the week, have good internet, have an hour to spare, and definitely make sure to review those kind of cumulative pieces. You also have your big project due this week. There's something smaller here. I'll get back to that. But you have your big experiment proposal project. And this is something that we've been talking about for, like a month and a half now. Hopefully you've kind of been building up to it with that discussion we did a few weeks ago. But it is all due this week. So if you click on experiment proposal project, it's going to give you the instructions. Overall, this is worth 60 points. And you're going to submit it right here through that link on Canvas. So make sure that you're submitting your paper, You're also submitting your little visual aid and then a short video. So there should be 3 components that you're submitting, and it has it right here, right? So your digital flyer, a short video, and then of course the paper itself. And just as a quick reminder, I had a couple of people ask me this week. You are not actually doing this research, right? You're just proposing an idea for an experiment. I'm really focusing on you pulling everything together from the class. This is a wonderful way for you to show me that you understand APA formatting, that you understand how to set up an experiment. What are the levels? What are the conditions? What are the variables? How are you designing it? How are you getting your participants? This is your opportunity to show off all of that. Somebody said, I have a question for the video. Are we printing out the flyer and making a video of ourselves, or just doing a video screen, share, and explaining our flyer? It's kind of up to you. What a lot of people will do is they'll do like a Zoom screen record and they have their flyer up and then they're kind of just talking about it. So you don't have to do that. It can be just you talking about your experiment. I made the video only worth about 5 points. So it's nothing too involved, but I wanted to just have an opportunity to see you and hear you talking about what you're doing. I think it's kind of a fun way to introduce it. So just 2 minutes or less, keep it short and sweet. You can put something up and record the screen, or you can just kind of talk. It is completely up to you. Okay. So all of those components are in here. This paper in total should be like 5 to 7 pages, including the title page and the abstract. I am grading you on APA style formatting, right? And we've been working on that for a while as well. So it should have an APA style title page with your proposed experiment title and your name and all that kind of information. You should have an abstract page. Remember, this is that separate page where you talk a little bit about almost like a summary of your experiment. And then the really big part of it here is going to be your methods section and then a small discussion section. So you are always welcome to go over, but if you are under 5 to 7 pages, you probably haven't given me enough detail. So just something to kind of keep in mind. And I've given you kind of all the elements that I'm looking for in here. I really want you to describe your, participants, the demographics, the design. I want you to highlight all of it, right? As if you were actually considering doing it. And who knows, maybe one day you will, right? But for now, you are just writing about it. In the discussion section, you're going to kind of talk about your predictions. You could talk about any limitations that you might have, any ethical concerns, maybe future directions for your topic, and again, I think I've laid it out here pretty well for you, but just to give you that little bit of an overview. And then don't forget the very short 1-page flyer, which is worth 10 points, and that short video worth 5. And on the previous page here, underneath the instructions for this, I gave you a couple of samples because I thought that might be helpful. And so what you can see here is there's 3 sample papers, and these are somebody's proposal project. And then there's 3 sample flyers. I didn't do the video because it was hard to do that anonymously, but I thought these might be really helpful for you as you are creating them. If you want to see how other people designed it, these are all ones that received good scores and were really well done. So definitely put time and effort into that. That is worth a lot of points. It's worth more than an exam. So definitely make sure that you are really pulling all that together. Hopefully you pick something that interests you, that makes it a little easier. And then don't forget the flyer and the short video. There's also 2 other tiny components. I made a little anonymous closing survey. This is completely anonymous. I will not know who said what, which I think kind of gives you a nice opportunity to share your feedback with me in a safe way. If you have things that you really loved about the class or things that you think could be better, I would love to hear them. I'm always trying to make this better. Very research-based myself in the way that I do things. So if you have any feedback, please feel free to do that. It's not worth any points. So if you have things to say, go for it. And if you don't, you can skip it. There is, however, one little SLO question. This is something that the psychology department does, where you need to answer a question or 2 that are related to our outcomes for the class. So if you have a moment to do that, it's, again, not worth any points, but if you could please take a moment to do that, I would really appreciate it. It makes my life easier when trying to upload that information for the department later on. I'll, of course, post the recording of this a little later, and I do have an extra credit question for you. But I just want to make sure, that if there are any questions, this is a wonderful time to ask. I've got a decent number of you in here with me. Does anyone have any questions about the exam, about the experimental proposal project, anything that we have going on this week? Do we need to have references? No. Okay, so since you're not actually doing this and it's all just kind of coming from your mind, you do not need a references page. And you'll notice that in the instructions, there's no mention of a references page. So you don't need any kind of reference. You don't need any sources. This should be something that's like 100% from your mind. You're proposing your own original idea, and you're going to talk about how you would do it. You shouldn't need to cite anything. If you do cite something for some reason, obviously throw that reference at the end of the paper so you're not plagiarizing, but you don't need it. Okay. Are there any other questions at all? Anything else I can answer for you? I obviously, if you think of something in the next little bit, put it in there. I do have a couple of quick reminders for you. I typed this up and put it in the chat, so I'll put it in here one last time. As always, make sure that you're still subscribed on Twitch. Thank you for those of you who did this all semester. It made my life so much easier not having to match your name and your Twitch ID. And so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. The other thing is I do have a short extra credit question for you, and it kind of piggybacks a little bit on the class survey that I gave you at the end. But this will be the week number 17 Twitch extra credit question. Let me put it here in the chat for you. What is one specific thing that you liked about the class and one specific thing that I could change to make it better? Right? And so when you're ready to answer that, you'll go back to Canvas. And this is that last extra credit right here, that optional Twitch extra credit number 17. And then you'll click on Start Assignment at the top. And then you can tell me what you loved and what you wish was a little better. You'll type your response right here. And then let's get that last rewarding confetti burst and medals. Look, we got little medals for being so amazing. So when you are looking at the things to do this week, you can obviously give me that feedback as well. And that's worth those last couple of points. Oh, I like the little dino. And so, again, thank you all for a wonderful semester. Thank you for those of you who join me every week or at least watch the recordings later. I know our schedules are always a little crazy and hectic, and it's not always the easiest to make it work. So thank you for doing either of those things. I will hang out for a little while if you do have any questions for me. But please remember, the class ends Sunday night. So this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m., make sure anything and everything that you want turned in is turned in before that deadline. If you email me Monday morning, it will be too late. So just please keep that in mind. Same policy as it's been all semester. And of course, if you think of any questions or are confused about anything, you can ask me now or you can reach out to me later. Right? And again, thank you. It's always sad. I get sentimental. Those of you who've had me before or had me in person, I get sentimental at the end. It's always sad to end the class. But thank you again. Thank you. Thank you as well. I really appreciate that you all attended and watched it. I didn't mind doing it because so many people really utilized it. Awesome. Thank you. I know, right? Kitty? I don't know where the kitty is. I haven't seen him today, right? If he wanders by in the next few minutes, I will put him on the screen. He's getting big on me. He's kind of like a little teenager now. Anyway, I know, right? I love those cats. And thank you all for the wonderful feedback and again for a wonderful semester. I'm going to minimize the video unless he comes around, in which case I'll grab Noodle and bring him on. But otherwise, again, thank you. Good luck on all of your finals. Good luck on our final. And if you think of any questions, I will hang out for a little bit, and I'm happy to answer them. But thank you all again. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful summer. Thank you as well. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you all for saying thank you. All so kind. Thank you. I can't find that cat anywhere. I was looking for him. I can't find him. And again, I am still here and we'll hang out for a few minutes. If you think of anything else related to our assignments that you have questions about, I'm more than happy to answer that for you. Oh, yeah, I love that. When I grade your exams, just a little photo of Noodle. I like that. That's funny. All right, everyone, I'm gonna close this up. Noodle never came around, and it seems like most people have logged out. But I, of course, will be checking my email if you think of any questions later on.